Okay, hello and welcome to the session, What You Need to Know About Intelligent Document Processing. And thank you for joining us here. My name, I think the most of you already know me. My name is Carmen from ck.solution. Yeah, we are the company that developed that solution for an automatic document recognition for a complete automated process for incoming documents. Yeah, so I'm for the German and English speaking market here, and I'm here with my colleague Adriana. She is there for the Spanish-speaking market as well as in English and in German.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adriana Carrillo, and I'm in charge of the Spanish and Latin American market.
Thanks. Okay, so what is this session about today? You know, as you saw in the agenda, it's about the automation from receipt to posting and archiving. That means we complete or we automate the complete process for incoming documents, such as delivery notes from suppliers, AP invoices, or orders from the customer. Yeah, that means we can automate it from the start to the finished. And we will show you today how we automate, accelerate, and make all the steps of document processing more efficient with our solution, CKS Digital 4.0. Digital 4.0 is the name of the complete solution where we have different modules, yeah, to do exactly what the customer needs and to automate different steps of the processes, yeah. And I will show you the advantage of this full integrated solution. That means we speak about a solution that works directly in SAP Business One. It's not an interface or something like that. Everything is directly in SAP Business One. Okay. So to show you what it is about today, it's just a simple process. When we have a document, for example, here my first example is a delivery note. And the customer gets this delivery note and needs to automate or wants to automate the the creating of the document in SAP Business One. For that, we bring it into our system, and then the complete automate process starts. That means, just imagine this here is a paper document. Then I bring it into my folder, into an archiving folder, and then in the background, the recognition starts. That's what you see here in this small video. Yeah. So what happened in the background is that at first there is an OCR that runs through the document and converts the image to a text. And with that recognition, we are able to say, okay, it is a delivery sheet or it is an invoice or something else. And then, for example, we can say this document is an invoice and it goes to Linda. Yeah. And then we pick up all the information from the document and create in SAP Business One a draft, as you see here. Yeah. And what we also do is that we control if we have differences between base documents in SAP Business One and the document that we recognized here. So, and as a result, we have a draft in SAP Business One. Here it is a good receipt PO. Yeah. And as you see, we have here the business partner, we have the different items, and here it's on German, but it's or it tells us that there is a base document or this document is based on a purchase order. Yes. It's finished, so now you saw everything what happens. Everything happens automatically. So just a second.
The microphone is not working properly.
Why not? Ah, here.
Yeah, you were losing the connection.
So here, where's the technical guy? What have you done? How did I do that? So what is this? Here, it's like this. Okay, sorry. Can I go on? I want to have the, okay, perfect. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So everything happened automatically in the background, and now we have here the draft that was created fully automatically directly in SAP Business One. And what you see here in the background is that we also have an overview about all the documents that we recognized, yeah? And there you see, for example, that we have the documents that were created properly, yeah? Or that we have maybe a warning that we have differences in the quantity or in the prices and so on. This means here we have an overview, yeah? But let me show you how the automatic document recognition, or let's say the intelligent document processing, works step by step. Okay, so now I show you what happens in the background. It's not what the customer sees. It's just that you have an idea what happens step per step for that solution. Okay, so just go back here. The first point is, how do the documents come into our system? Yeah, so we can receive, of course, emails or paper documents. Everything is possible. It depends what the customer has. Yeah, and then we have different ways to bring the documents into our system. For example, if we have a paper document like this here, it's a second delivery note. If we have a paper document, then we can scan it directly into our system. For that, as I said before, we have an archiving folder. The archiving folder is not the place where we store the documents. It's just there for picking the documents up and to bring it in our system. Yeah? So that means when we scan a document, we can scan it directly into this folder, and our system will pick it up. So as you see, it's not anymore here in this folder. Yeah? Another possibility is that we get a document per email. So the most of our customers get their email get their invoices per email, and so we have the possibility to say, okay, if we have an inbox, an email inbox like invoices ad or accounting ad, then our system can watch for this folder and can pick up all the emails automatically and bring them into our system. It depends what the customer wants. If he wants to have the email with the enclosed document in his system, that is possible. Or when he only wants the PDF, then we can separate this and can only work with the invoice. Yeah, what happened there is that we say, okay, this is an invoice, or this is an email, and we bring it to our database, and then this document is, or this email is stored in the first step in our system. Yeah. The next one is, sorry. So that is how these are the ways how we can bring the documents into our system. Now the OCR recognized, okay, it is an invoice or it is a delivery note, and then the system knows which routine it has to take in the background. Yeah? That means, for example, at first, if we have a delivery note and the system recognized, okay, it is a delivery note, then the system starts automatically the recognition for a good receipt PO. Yeah, this happens automatically in the background. If we have an email with an enclosed invoice, for example, then the AI is able to recognize, okay, it is an invoice. Yeah. So here, by the way, you see we have both. We have the email and here the enclosed document. Yeah. And then the system is also able to recognize, okay, it is an invoice. And then the system starts automatically the recognition for the AP invoices. Yeah. And then, of course, it needs a few seconds. The system tries to find the information that we have on the document. So this is what you see here in the next step. At first, we have the OCR and the classification. It is an invoice and it belongs to the employee Mary or Linda or so on, or Mark. Yeah. And then when we know it is an invoice and it belongs to Linda, then we can start the recognition in the background. And then you see here, yeah, the information extraction, which means we take the document and pick up all the information that we have there. So how is it possible to find the business partner as well as the different items or base documents and so on? A lot of our partners just ask me if you need a template or something like that. We do not work with templates at the beginning. We just take the document as that what it is, pick up all the information and controls if we have the same information in SAP Business One. This is one of the important benefits for the customer because our system takes the master data directly from SAP Business One because everything is there. Yeah? And then we have different routines to find the information on the document. If you are interested, you can see them on our website under support, and there is a user guide. And here you see under ADC, the automatic document recognition. Yeah, it's just a part of the complete intelligent document processing. And this one is the routine that reads out all the information from the document. And here you see we have different terms that we use to identify business partner as well as items. That means we start with the GLN number. Do we have it in SAP Business One? Then we know which business partner it is. If not, we go to the next one. Maybe then we can find the IBAN or the VAT number. Then we know who the business partner is, and then the system stops and says, okay, I was able to identify the business partner. If not, it goes to the next search terms. The same with items. Yeah? The system or our system picks up all the information in the lines that we have on the document and tries to identify the items that we have there. Yeah? For that, we take, for example, the business partner catalog number. If we have it in SAP Business One, then it's easier for our system, of course, to match it to identify the item. Yeah? If we have it not, then we use other search terms. Yeah, so that's a possibility how we can find the information on the documents. So let's see what happened now. Proceed. So they are in the processing at first. So here you see they already done. So then we can go into proceed documents. And here you see again, we have, for example, here the delivery node and so on. And for example, I can go into this delivery node and I can control if everything is okay. Yeah, I have here an overview. And of course, with a right mouse click, I can also reopen the original document by using the right mouse click to go into the ck.solution archive. Yeah, so that means we also store the documents behind the bookings that we created in SAP Business One. And so the customer is always able to reopen the original document. Yeah? Because if we change something on the document, then we create a new version. This means if we have a PDF file in our system and the customer says, okay, no, I want to make a stamp on it, or I want to set a hook, I might want to mark something on the document, he can do everything here in the digital way. So for example, we can do a stamp on it. Yeah? And then our system adds an additional version of the document. Yeah, because it is important for our customers that they have the original document, that they are always able to reopen it, yeah, and to control it. So, and that's what you see here. Now I stamped the document, and you see here, yes, we have more than one version. And then the customer is able to go with the golden arrow here in our solution into the next level. And there you see the different versions that we have here for this document. That means the original document is there. And if we did some changes, then we can also see it here in the versions. Yeah? And you see it right now. If you see our solution here, the archive, the revisions, the overview about the versions that we have, or if you see our inbox, everything looks exactly like SAP Business One. Yeah, that means the customer knows how to handle it because he knows it from SAP Business One. It's not a complete new system. It's SAP Business One. Yeah, and that makes it so easy for the customer to work with it every day. So let's see. Now I book this one here. I say, okay, everything is correct. And I can book it now. Yes. And I will also book the other document here. Second. And here, for example, you see that I book also this delivery note here. So that means in this process, I know the documents are really simple. So it's just an example. Yeah, we know that the customers have a lot of different documents, and that's why we can also help the system to find the correct information. So what we have here in this process is that we have one purchase order, yeah, and then we have two good receipt PO, and at the end we have one AP invoice. So the system must be able to find the correct base documents, yeah, and to match it. So, and that is how our system works. It controls line by line. If we have open base documents, yeah? For example, when we speak about the good receipt PO, then our system controls if we have a purchase order for this delivery here. Yeah? And if we speak about an AP invoice, then our system controls also line by line if we have open base documents like the good receipt PO. It doesn't matter if we have one good receipt PO or multiple good receipt PO. Yeah? Of course, you can imagine that the system has different, or that the customers have different layouts from their supplier. Yeah, every invoice looks completely different. Yeah? So, for example, this here, and here the enclosed PDF. This is a simple invoice. You see it here in the preview. It's just the items have just a description with one line, yeah. But you know, if you can remember the documents that your customers have, sometimes you have position with multiple lines and with multiple descriptions, and at the end there is in the position the reference to a base document, yeah, where we have the information. This document is from the delivery number 123, yeah. So this is then our system must also be able to find these information. As I said before, we do not use templates, but of course it can be that our system is not able to find an information. For example, here, I have here a document, and then we can help the system to find the correct or to identify the correct information. That means this is another example of an item invoice, and then we can say, okay, I help the system, I train you. By the way, this is also something that we can tell the customer. That means also the customer gets the training to be able to train the system, yeah, and to be able to handle new suppliers, new invoices, new documents. Huh? Then you see here all the red fields that we can train. For example, if the system was not able to find the supplier reference here, then we can go into the field. We have to enter one time the correct number, and then we can go into the document, and then we can say, okay, if you search for the item number, please take this one here. Yeah? It is for the item number for exactly, and I talked about the base reference number, for example. We can have the base reference in the head, like it is here. Here we have the delivery note. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. or we can have it in the line, as I told before, if we have in this description where we have not only one line, where we have multiple lines, and at the end we have the reference to a base document. Then we can say it is in the line, and I help you, it's here on this position. And then, one time the correct number, and then the system is able to find this information again when we have a document from that supplier. That means I trained the system now for invoices for this business partner. Yeah, so that's a possibility. Of course, I can do another training for a good receipt PO from this business partner. Yeah, and with that, the system is able to find also such information. So no, just to go back. Now, then it is ready, the document, for the human review. That means we put it into the DMS inbox for the employee that has to control the document. So here, in this case, a second. I renew it. Here in the inbox, for example, you see that we have documents for Carmen and as well as for Catherine. Here I am in the inbox where I can see all the documents from the different employees that we have here, from the different users that we have here. But we can also set some user rights, and we can say Catherine, for example, is only able to see her own documents or the documents in a user group where she's in. That means, okay, Catherine, maybe she belongs to purchase, yeah, something like that, or to the finance department. And then we can say Catherine can see their own documents as well as the documents from the finance group. That means we can set here some first user rights. So here I can see all the documents, and here at the end I have the invoice. So I will start the recognition again for the invoice. Just a second. So I bring it back to the system. So this what happened now. Now the video starts again, but it's a short video as you saw before. Yeah. So this is what happened in the background. And at the end, we have a document and we can approve it. So for that, we use also that what we have in SAP Business One. So when we approve documents. So if the customer wants to say, okay, please give me a warning if I have a service invoice over 1,000 euro, or please give me a warning if the quantity is not correct, and so on. And then we can say, okay, I have a visual control. Yeah, and the next step is I can put it into an approval procedure with SAP Business One, where I can set some different things. I can say we have different steps in the approval, or there are multiple persons that needs to say it is approved, and so on. Here, for example, for this document, we see, okay, the quantity was not correct. So it is a different quantity than we have in the base document. So here we have a warning in the overview, as you saw before. Here, a warning, quantity difference. And we are also able to mark the fields color that are different from base documents. It's not only that we control one document through another, we can also do some individual validations, to find the information that are important for the customer. For example, we can say, please give me a warning when we were not able to find the invoice number, for example. Or please give me a warning and mark the line where the price is different from the agreement that we have. Yeah, such things. Or we have a customer in America, and he said, always give me a warning when I have no discount from my supplier. Yeah, everything you want, you can do with that solution. It's an individual validation, and these are just simple SQL queries that we have here in the background, not more. By the way, we customize the solution for each customer. For that, we have also a special tool. When I open it, just a second, I go to modules, administration, add-on. The installation happened here in the add-on manager. And here, by the way, you see the configuration of our system. And as I said before, the automatic document capture, this is the solution or the part that picks up the information, creates the drafts, and asks for differences. So let's see. Just needs a second to start here the setup. Yeah, it's just a setup, so it's not necessary to start it quickly. Here we go. So here, this is the first impression of what we can do with that solution. The first point is here, default item, default supplier, default vendor, yeah. So this is something that we said when we say, okay, we have invoices that have 10 pages or more, yeah. So just imagine on page 9, there is an item that we not know. It's not in SAP Business One or something like that. Then our system is not able to find it, to match it with an information from SAP Business One. And that's why we can define a default item as a fallback for this line. That means you get a warning in the overview that an item was not found. And we can also mark the field or the line in the document where you can see with one view, okay, the item was not found, and we take a dummy item for that. Yeah. We can set here, or we set here, let's say a global dummy item, but we can set also dummy items for each different business partner. Yeah? So we have customers that order from Amazon, for example, and then they use just a dummy item for Amazon stuff, for example. The same with suppliers. If we have a new supplier and the system was not able to identify the supplier, then we take a dummy also here, for example. Then we can find additional information on the documents, such as cost centers, GL accounts, tax codes, also freights and such information. Here we work with keywords. For example, if we have service invoices, by the way, we can of course handle service invoices as well as item invoices. But if we have service invoices, for example, and there are multiple lines that needs to go to different accounts, then we can define it here. And then the system knows, okay, if I see the word duty, for example, then I need to go to the account 0450. Yeah? And then the system knows, okay, duty means this account. I can do the setting here for all the business partner, and I can also do individual settings per business partner. Yeah, that's also a possibility. And you see, here's enough space so we can develop further. And we are also possible, by the way, to set information in user-defined fields if necessary, if the customer would like to have that. Yeah. And then here at the end, we have the validations that I talked about. Sorry. We have two different validations, status validations as well as value validations. Just a second. So what does it mean? The status validation, is that what we see in the inbox? Here, status, document created, warning, and so on. So this is what we see here. And here we can define when we would like to have a warning. So we can say, for example, if we have not for each line in the invoice and good receipt PO, please give us a warning that the base reference is missing. Or what we also have for a few customers, they say, please retray the document. That means the system was not able to find for each line a base document, a good receipt PO, and then the next day we start with the recognition again, and then the system tries again to find for each position the good receipt PO. And if we found all the different good receipt PO, then the system says, okay, document created, everything is fine. That's a possibility, how we can use here the status. And as you see, we have price and quantity differences. We can also set a different status if an item was not found, or if we have total line difference and so on. Value validations means, or here we define which fields should be marked, colored, maybe in red or yellow, light blue, green, whatever the customer prefer. And then the customer is able to see with one view where we have differences between the documents, where a number is not correct, is not like expected. Yeah. So then we have the possibility to mark the field or to mark the complete line. That's also a possibility that we have here. So these are the possibilities that we have in the global settings. But we also have settings behind the business partner. For example, when we go here behind the supplier, we can do, as I said before, individual settings per supplier. Here the ATC settings. So when we open it, you see here, just a second. Yeah? For example, as I said before, we create drafts for all the incoming documents, always drafts. But of course, we have customers who get the same service invoice each month, Facebook, for example, or what else, or mobile phone or something like that. And then we can say, okay, I don't want to control it each month again. So please book it directly when there is no warning or no error or something like that. And then we can also say, okay, maybe the mobile invoice, it's always until 1,000 euro, not more. Then I can say, please give me a warning if it's more than 1,000 euro. That means everything until 1,000 euro will be booked directly. And if it is more than 1,000 euro, we get a warning, and then it's not booked directly. It's in the inbox with the information, okay, here we have a warning, something is wrong, it's higher than 1,000 euro. Then we have here the possibility to enter some different settings for finding base information, the base reference and so on. We are able to handle freights, for example. That's also an important point, because when you think about item invoice, you have the different items in the lines. There is the position number, the item description, the unit price and the amount, and the total price in the line. Perfect. And at the end somewhere there are the freights. If it is a good document, then you otherwise it's just like a text. And so here with that solution we can also handle freight. We can train also for freights. GL accounts, as I said before, we can do a global setting, and we can do also some individual settings for the business partner. We can do calculations here also, that we have the possibility to handle different documents, different invoices that we have. For example, if the if we have a different quantity, for one they take meter and the other one in kilo and so on. This is a possibility. And here we can also say that a special document from here in this case, we can say all the documents from Lasercom should go to Carmen or to a special user group. So these are individual settings. At the end, when everything is done and we have here a document in SAP Business One, you see here it is based on a purchase order as well as on the good receipt PO. We can edit here. And then it goes to the last point, to the approval. As I said before, in the last step, we can approve the document with with the SAP Business One approval procedure. You know it, it's standard SAP Business One. Then we get a message, an alert, okay, that we have a document that needs to be approved. Here, everything standard SAP Business One. And here, you can go into the document, and the person or the persons that should approve this document, are able to see here with one click CKS DMS archive, and then they can reopen the original document. That means the person that needs to approve the document is able to see the booking in SAP Business One and has a visual control how the original document looks like. For having the chance to say it is okay or not. Okay. I change this here. Try it. Again, in an approval. Second. So here we go. When we have already customers, then the approval is not only for those persons that have SAP Business One. Well, it could be there's a person that do not work with SAP Business One, but he must be able also to approve documents. For that, we have a solution which is called CKS Web. With that solution, customer has the possibility without SAP Business One to control the documents. That means we can go into the web solution. Just needs a second. By the way, we also have in our inbox an overview about the documents that are in an approval procedure from SAP Business One. I reopen the inbox. So here we have this one, SAP approval. So here we have an overview about the different documents that are in an approval procedure in SAP Business One. And in the web, we have also the possibility to approve. Of course, we have a search functionality, that's clear. So that means we can see documents that are in the archive. And we can also approve documents here with that web solution. For example, here we have Lasercom at the end. And then we can say, okay, how does the invoice looks like? We have here the information, what we have on the document, the different items, and so on, a few information from SAP Business One. We can, of course, download the document. And then we can say also here, without SAP Business One, okay, this document is approved. We can remark something, and then we have it here. Then it will leave this overview because here I only see the pending documents. But if I want, I can show all the documents that I already approved. And then we see it here, also pending, the last document. And now I see, okay, it is approved. Everything is fine. And then I can book it here in SAP Business One. Just a second. So, and what we now have at the end is a complete process. We start with a purchase order. We go to the delivery notes, to the good receipt PO. And at the end, we have the AP invoice here in SAP Business One. And for now, we are able to see all the documents that we had in the process. With a right mouse click, we can reopen the CKS DMS archive. And in the first step, we see, of course, the document that belongs here to this AP invoice. But we can also see all the documents that belong to the process by setting here. Sorry, I have to do it here. A hook. And then you can see we can store the document behind the purchase order here, for example, where we have a product picture maybe, yeah, or we can store the good receipt PO and so on. So everything is possible here, and we are always able to reopen the documents here directly in SAP Business One. By the way, some partners asked me where the documents are and where they are stored. And we store the documents in a separate database on the server where the customer has his SAP Business One. That means if it's on SQL, we create a separate database on SQL. If it is on HANA, we create this database on the HANA server. And if we have a cloud solution, then it is also possible, yeah, to store the documents directly in SAP Business One. So these are the possibilities. Yeah. At the end, this was the complete process, yeah, for the intelligent document processing. This means from the start, we get a document from our suppliers, or when we talk about orders from our customers, and the system is able to read out all the information to identify if it is an invoice or an order or a good receipt PO, and is able to automate the complete process and to create the bookings or the drafts here in SAP Business One. Yeah? If you want to have, so what you see here, it's in complete automation for incoming documents. It's fully included in SAP Business One. It's an intelligent recognition. Yeah. It means that we can read out external documents and create drafts, as you saw in that presentation, that we use the master data and other functionalities from SAP Business One, that we can show differences to base documents by individual validations, and that we also use workflows and approval procedures that we have or directly in SAP Business One. Yeah? If you would like to talk to us, you can come to our booth. Yeah, we are on B3 there. Yeah, in the one floor down. Yeah, and at the end, I have to say thank you for for joining this session. And if you have some questions, maybe we are here with a team of 6 persons. So just come to our booth, ask us, or if you have questions right now. Yeah. We have also our CEO here today, so just ask him directly. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much. I'm here for the technical stuff. She knows the processes. I think I have to speak louder, isn't it? Let me grab the microphone.
Other questions?
Is it working?
Technical or other questions?
Just wondering about if you have multiple databases, you have the same email folder if the emails come in, how do you manage those processes?
Yes, it's possible to manage different databases. So we have different folders. So every database is creating its own folder structure in the background. You can do a few more things just with the folder structure. Just for example, if you train the system, it also saves this data in this folder structure for the specific database. So that means if you have 2 databases or 2 companies, and one company has the document information, extraction information for one. No, sorry, I lost it. But generally, two structures of folders and 2 different learning trainings and so on.
Yeah, and with the new AI, we are also possible when we have one folder that we can separate it by a unique term. That's
exactly.
What we have with the AI that comes up at the end.
That means that is a thing. Most of you maybe saw already the document information instruction services, but the most important part is now just put any document into the folder and it identifies if it's delivery note or an AP invoice. So we have just one folder there. In the past it was different, and it also figures out to which person should document linked to improve the whole process.
Sorry. second. There's a woman at first, and then you are.
Could it recognise that a recurring transaction has been set up in SAP for an invoice that's coming in?
Sorry,
A recurring transaction. So if you've got an AP invoice set up as a recurring transaction, could it recognise and use that? Take that through.
recurring transaction, is it a contract or something like this? I didn't. Oh, I'm not. I'm not the technical guy, but
Can you come to our booth? Then we can discuss it directly in SAP Business One. There, then we can see what you really mean, which booking, and then we can speak about that, because I think that's a very special request. So yeah, let's go back here.
Maybe I can
There we are.
give you a few information how a project works if you do it. And maybe that's quite a lot of you come to the booth and have the question, what is the difference between document information extraction from SAP and our system? So I have to, we can speak about it, but generally when we start a project, we do it in the following way. You give us your use cases, we make a test, and we can say this is possible to do. And so in the first step, we really check if the customer is able to do the document, is able to do these automatic processes, not and when it's possible, we say, okay, we have to do the following steps to amend a little bit the process for the customer or change something. That's a typical thing. So normally, till now, every customer, we manage it to get every customer running, but we do tests in before, because every customer has different invoices. And as you saw here already in the overview about set up the business partner, it is not just like giving an invoice to the extraction services and everything what just comes back is correct. No, that's not the case. You really have to look on the customer. What is the process behind? So it's not a general thing. You need really approximately 3 days in our case to get the customer to a value of 80% to 90% of correct recognized documents. You have to train the accounting department how to work with the system. So it's not just like you put something into the system and it's working. SAP tells that, but sorry, but it's different. So we already know how to do it. Okay.
Okay, there was another question here in the front from you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is it possible to, the same way that you have the GL accounts and the cost center, to set up a project on basis? Really?
You mean the projects in SAP Business One? Yeah. So the finance projects?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that's also because you mean here? No, just a second. I search for it here. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, you mean the project in SAP Business One. That's also just a field that we have to train, and then we are able to see it, and then we can match it. So this is an information that needs to be set also in the AP invoice. It's under accounting, isn't it? Account.
Well, my question was, when you receive the documents, then you have in the setup, you have GL accounts, you have cost center. Then in the same way you might have.
Yeah, you mean those projects here, yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, we have to see where the information is. That is what he told, yeah? We need the example documents, and then we need to see where we have the information, and then we are able to pick up also this information. Yeah, it is possible, but at first we have to see the documents and do a test, yeah, to see where the information is, and if the system is able to read it out from that document. But I know what you mean. And the next thing is, if we have base documents and they all belong to that project, the system is also able to match it and to relate it. Yeah. And then you are also able to reopen all the documents for that project behind the project. Yeah. So that is what we also have here. We have a matching in SAP Business One if we have base documents, and we can also see the archive documents. Yeah, and the only point that we have to discuss here is where is the information on the document and how can we pick it up.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
in construction? So you get the invoices that you want per line or per the others to a certain point based on
Yeah, I give it to my technical. I give it to our
Maybe-
technical person.
Maybe to
and
give
then-
you an overview, this project, it doesn't matter if it's a project, it's the same process as we do it with GL accounts
exactly
or with cost centers. That means
keywording.
it identifies a line and you find, for example, the word telephone. It knows it's telephone and it should go to the following GL account. And it found is it a link to a project, a building, and so on. And it picks the value, it finds the value and enters this information in the line. So it doesn't matter from this. It's kind of finding the correct GL account, finding the correct freight cost for that specific line. It doesn't matter in that case.
Is the solution run on the website?
You saw the web client is for approval procedures. But we have it. No, it's not for this new SAP Business One web client available. It is available for the old web client system. So, but we are working on it. We know what we have to amend for the new web client. But until now, as SAP said, we have to wait a half a year to make it available for the client. So, but of course, we have a team. I think 6. We have 6 developers in the background, just to amend the system. So it's that fast. Yeah. Any more questions?
what's the price?
Surprise, okay.
Come to our booth and then we will find out.
It's generally.
Yeah.
Price. I tell it. So the price is you have setup fee of 3 days, 3 working days approximately. It's still depending on the project size. And the next thing is that you the European price is approximately €8,000 for that on-premise solution. If you speak about cloud, it's a little bit different. And but if you we have more possibility if you're working in an on-premise section, in an on-premise environment. We have a lot of more functionalities to make the system better for the customer, to get a higher recognition rate. Sorry? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have 8,000 license fee. You have the yearly fee additionally on that, and you have the services of 3 days. Yeah, that's approximately. But I know, depending on the country, we have different prices. But that is now the European.
Yeah, it's roundabout. If we speak that we have a proper process, that we can really customize the system for the necessaries that the customer have, then all together with the service days and with the complete licenses, we speak about €15,000. That's something where we have everything. The license itself, it's
Yes,
8,000.
license, exactly.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
yearly fee,
But all together with the implementation, sorry, and this.
She's the sales guy.
It's around about €15,000, and then the invoices or other documents run properly. Yeah. Okay.
There are demo system we can play with, or
We have it.
We have a demo server. We can send you the information if you like to test it. But I can not give you currently the state. But what we can show you is on our booth to test it with the documents we have, that you can get a real result. We have a scanner down there. Just test it. Just join us there. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.